Welcome back, everybody. This is That Brown Bat, and this is Star Wars Day. Happy May the 4th. Or, may the 4th be with you. It better be. If the 4th is not with you, then you're in trouble. Alright, today I'm going to show you modders out there how to get past the coloring issue that exists when customizing your character textures. Plus, I'm also going to show you how to fix the symmetry error on certain characters like Anakin Skywalker, Loki, the Death Watch Mandalorians, the Mandalorians, the red ones, and of course, Boba Fett. So, as mentioned, when modding any of the characters, there's a lighting issue with the final result, like this with Luke as Jedi Knight, even though I did have a way to get around this. And it involved adjusting the intensity of the saturation and putting a black alpha transparency overlay over the entire image. But because this is an issue with Anakin, I can't mod him in this state. Number one, he's super light. What I was going for was an accurate Revenge of the Sith mod. That's what I'm going for, of Revenge of the Sith mod. And Boba Fett, whitewashed, of course. They're all whitewashed, but they have the... you really can't tell except for the boots, right? This is what happened when I did Jango Fett. And you can see right there, his cod piece has the purple stretch around. It's kind of like somebody didn't unwrap their model properly before they added the texture. This is not the case, but that's what it looks like. Needless to say, and his boots are a different color. And the same thing happened with Hera. But I came across the website, and I'm glad I did. And it is Disney Infinity Mods Wiki, and it is under texture swaps. And this is a good resource. Everything's intact. I recommend this. It shows you how to swap out texture files, especially in regards to HUD icons. So it's a good read. So the link for this will be in the description or pinned comment or both. But when you go down here, there's a very interesting topic at the end of the page. How to fix the lightness glitch and symmetry code error. And it tells me in step 1, open the original T-body texture with HXD. Check which DXT version, so that has to do with DDS. It's either going to be 1 or 5. Usually with characters, I found it's always 1, even though I used to do it in 5 all the time because I didn't know any better. Then it tells you to check the settings. And here's the link. And I downloaded GIMP. I learned GIMP a little bit. But what were the GIMP settings? Oh, this content is no longer available. Oh. Step 4. Now open the new T-body texture in HXD and copy the header. This part. All right, click on it. This content is no longer available. What? So I had to start thinking. This step 1 and 4 led me to start thinking that when I open the T-body up with the Hex HD program, that I'm looking for something that is different. Now, I have a lot of experience with Sesame Street back in the day. One of these things is not like the other. So, when we go into the Jango Fett mod, in order to get that correct, now I'm able to view T-bodies if I rename the file name to DDS, or the extension to a DDS extension, because of the plugins I installed for DDS. So Google search should help you out with that. DDS extensions for a computer or something like that. Or how about View DDS or DDS Viewer Free? All right, let's open up the mod folder for Boba Fett. So if I go to my Jango Fett folder, this right here is the mod in DDS form. But if I open this with Hex HD, I'm going to show you right here. It's this line right here, this 49, and the full line above it, and then that 49. Make sure your bytes per row is set to 12 up here, so you have this format. So this 49, typically when we save it, that's a 0. Whoops, 00. And over here on the row above it, where there's a 1 there, that's a 0. So this is going to be normally how it is when it is exported from your software. So if I change that to T-body, I already have a T-body. Let me put that in a different folder so I can rename it properly. Change the extension. All right, and then I take this and move that to the textures folder, override it.
You hired me. Name the target. Name's Fett. Boba Fett.
That's typically what we got. Now you can't really see here because it's so light. You really have to look at what I showed you earlier, because the one I showed you earlier in the clip, I had done some adjustments to get it to be darker. But here you can see it's whitewashed, and if you look really closely on the abdomen, that the texture doesn't match. The boots, you can faintly see it, that one's darker than the other. And definitely the back of the pants. Definitely. And the jetpack. Let me open it back up with Hex HD. All right. The easiest way to find this, well, the easiest way is to open up a proper one side by side. So let me open up the original Boba Fett one with Hex HD. And the easiest way is to copy that line right there, the line in the next line there, like that. Another way is to look for the @ symbol right there on the right, and know that the 49 is going to be one line down. But easiest way, if you have them both opened up in Hex HD, you can switch back and forth. So you copy one, Control C, and then override that and save it. And of course, it always makes a backup. So now if I take this, replace, and open the game back up, perfect. Now, I have him. I have Boba Fett. I have Jango Fett. Okay? Jango Fett, you can see right there, I overrode Crystal Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey. Some people don't like doing that. Tough. Either do it this way or just replace the textures over Boba Fett. It doesn't have to be Crystal Mickey, but in the mod pack, that's what you're getting. You're going to get the Crystal Mickey replacement. You're going to get Boba Fett texture mod replacement. That's right. Boba Fett's helmet and his armor is not the way it should be in Disney Infinity. So I'm going to load up Boba Fett. Now, when you have both these guys running on the same game, you can't switch directly back and forth. So if I switch to Boba Fett,
nothing stops Boba Fett.
he's going to stay the same texture as Jango Fett. Same thing with Hera and Aayla Secura. It's in the MTB file. I don't understand it. That's just the way it is. And I can't fix it. I don't know how. So if you switch to another character, doesn't matter which one, I don't think.
Okay, I'm in.
And then go back to the other one.
Nothing stops Boba Fett.
Now we have the right character and the right texture. All right, so you can definitely see, I'll put it side by side with the Disney Infinity image of the figure. And the jetpack, I tried to base it as best I could on the Return of the Jedi version. Apparently, from what the pictures I found, the Empire Strikes Back version was all one color, except for the missile. But yeah, that's that. So now the NPCs you're going to get too. Just like when I did Hera. By the way, Hera is fixed. She now has brown boots instead of green. So now, just like with Hera, as I did before when I tried to put down, or when I put down Aayla comes out with the skin for Hera because they're in the same toy box. Now, if I delete them both, Aayla's still going to come out as Hera. Why? Because I'm going to have to do the trick that I did with Boba Fett. But let's look at Boba Fett. Of course, take his costume, the blockhead, and it's Boba Fett. Right? And this is where I put Jango Fett. I put him down, and it is the kiln. What are they called? Kiln prisoner. Depending on the file you're looking for. In data entry map, or the Toy Box data entry, Toy Box data map, and the Toy Box actors, it's meta_kiln 8, this particular one. There's 15 of them, right? When you're looking for the HUD icons, it's kiln_prisoner. And that's what I replaced that with. So put them down. Uh-oh, it's still Boba Fett. Again, swapping characters. Now I put him down. And we got Jango. Coincidentally. Likewise, if I put down Aayla.
Chewbacca.
She still comes out as Hera, but I would have to probably load Hera. Load another character.
Okay, I'm in.
Got me hanging why it works for one and not the other.
I'm Sabine. Good to meet you.
You got me. If I get him out of there, maybe it's only with the NPCs that messes it up. Let me switch to Chewie again. Switch back to Boba. You got me hanging. I don't know why it doesn't work that way with Hera. Huh. Well, there's differences then. Differences in how characters work. Now he's done the same way. Now I'll tell you this. Also, let me load up his Jango again. and I already did the adjustment. Let me find it in the video. There's no point in doing new footage when I have footage already, right? So getting one of the the kill switches as the Jango mod. When your character dies, he comes out as Boba Fett. I don't know why. I have all the proper things in place. Just like Hera. Now, Hera's pieces aren't messed up. Hera breaks apart as Hera. Ayla, if you load in Ayla first, Ayla will break as Ayla. Jango Fett breaks as Boba. So what I did is I went into the DNX file, as you're going to see right here. All right, so in the DNX file for the custom, this is what I did. Now, it's not like this on yours. When you get it, it's going to be regular. If you want to change it, this is what to do. You say no at the end of it. Or something else. I mean, you can alternatively just delete everything within the quotation marks as well. But if you want to change it back and forth, you don't have to type everything. You just delete that no. So this is what happens now doing that. All it does is render it unreadable to the system. And you just turn into the spark. To me, I'm cool with that. I'd rather see the spark than somebody else's pieces. Even though the Emperor mod I have Ronin, but whatever. That's all up to you. Alright, so what are you getting in this pack? That Brown Bat's Boba Fett movie mod or Jango Fett mod, whatever I'm going to title it. I'm not sure yet. Right now it's just called that Brown Bat Boba Fett mod, but you'll see in the link because I have to finalize this and upload it. So anyway, you're going to get the folder Boba Fett movie, the folder Jango Fett, the folder NPCs, the folder rifle. Okay, in the Boba Fett movie mod, you have the game DB, which is going to have the core folder, right? But the main part, right, is the Boba Fett progression tree. So it's going to give him a little bit more health. It's going to give him faster fill rate on his power meter when he gets purple sparks, and pretty much he's not going to run out of what do they call it, the special move filler. So you don't have to wait 3 minutes or 20 seconds or whatever for that to happen again. So you can, as long as you pull off your finisher, you can keep doing it. Textures, of course, the Boba Fett movie mod is the texture. You can see right there. I got some worn. I made it worn. So does it all show? No, it doesn't quite. You have to really look at it to see that it's not like bright and shiny. It is a battered, torn armor. Anyway, close it. So that's what's in the Boba Fett movie mod. The Jango mod, the Jango Fett mod, if you only want to replace the texture over Boba Fett, you're going to take this file right here, Boba Fett override, and just move that texture folder into the assets, and all that's going to do is replace Boba Fett with Jango Fett. If that's all you want, that's right there. If not, then the rest of it is going to be applicable to get Jango Fett to work as a mod. And in the instance I have here, is overriding Crystal Mickey. Sorcerer, yeah, well, there's only one Crystal Mickey anyway. The NPC folder, which is going to take some work on your behalf because you're going to have to enter the entries into the Toy Box actors and the Toy Box data map. But here's the characters folder that you would take that and place it in the assets folder for the NPCs. Oh, back up to Jango Fett. characters and the textures. I'm going to go through all this in more detail. The rifle, there's the folders for the rifle. However, the rifle is pretty much packed. All of it. All of his rifle is packed in a zip file. So just moving these isn't going to do anything. So what you would have to do, let's take care of the rifle first here. This is what you got to do for the rifle. You go to your assets folder, go to characters, then you go to avatar tools, and you look for EMP, oops, it's EMP underscore Boba Fett. Where is it at? All right, so right here, I have already renamed, but this folder right here, this zip file, EMP underscore Boba Fett underscore rifle.zip, you're going to rename that to something that's going to make the game not read it. So I'm just going to put OLD. Usually I put BK at the end. So why not stick the form, right? So what you do now, you open that rifle up and you take everything that's in there, the characters and the textures. See, up until now, all that stuff was in the zip file. So we're going to just copy those folders, right? Just like that. Right click, copy, control C, whatever. Go to your assets folder, right click and paste. Since I already did that, it's going to ask me to replace it. I'm going to say yes. Why the rifle mod? It gets rid of that orange cap. All right, next thing, Boba Fett movie mod. Take the contents of that, copy it, control C, paste it in assets. It's going to ask you to replace, and you're going to say yes. It's going to override the texture and the his progression tree or file, whatever you want to call it. Jango Fett. You want to take the characters folder and the textures folder, those two right there, characters and textures, and copy them. Go back to your assets folder, paste it in there. If this is the first time doing this particular thing, then it's not going to ask to override it. Me, it will, because I've done this before. Now, NPCs, open that up, and you're going to take the characters, copy that, paste it in assets. What is in there? That is your NPC files, custom Jango Fett and the custom Boba Fett. All right, so we have a lot of work to do now, but before I do the NPCs, let's take care of Jango Fett player character. You need to go to assets, you need to go to GameDB, you need to go to core, you need to go toy box actors, and you're going to search for Mickey Mouse INF, or Infinite if you want to spell it all the way. And if you already know how to do this, then you can take any other character to replace you want. I'm just doing this. I'm not a fan of crystal characters. I don't care. But you might like all your characters crystal. Go for it. Keep them and do something else. But I don't care. So the DNA file is what we're going to replace with what? Well, for this particular one, the custom DNX file I made for Jango Fett. So I have it TCW for Clone Wars underscore Jango Fett.dnex, just like you want it to look just like this. So that line is going to look like that. Then you're going to go back to core and open up toyboxdatamap.lua. And you're going to do Control F, and you're going to look for the same name, Mickey Mouse INF or Mickey Mouse Infinite. And you're going to replace all the data that goes down to, but not including, INC underscore Rick Dicker. Okay? So, starts with the L4, because I don't do the name. I could have, but you know what? I did it 50 times and I stayed true to form. So the L4 under Mickey Mouse Infinite, all the way down to, but not including, Rick Dicker. Now, go back to the mod folder, and the Jango Fett mod folder and open up the custom Jango Fett player Toybox data map entry. All right, and you're going to select everything in there and copy it. Go back to what you have highlighted in the Toybox data map entry, right click and paste, and then you can save that. Okay. Then when we test it out, of course, we're going to have playable. No, we won't. Well, yes, we will. But we also want to change the location of Crystal Mickey. And to change the location of Crystal Mickey, you're going to go back to your assets folder, find presentation, and then go to virtual. You want virtual reader PC underscore data.lua. That one right there. And you're going to search for Mickey Mouse Infinite again. And the metadata, you're going to want it to look like this. Now you can copy Anakin's, you can copy Ahsoka's, any of the Clone Wars characters, you can copy their metadata and just override that. But that's what it's going to look like. That's all I know in regards to modding this. Next thing is the special icon file. And the Jango Fett T-body, you don't actually need to move that. That's just included in case you're savvy with replacing things. These 5 files come from the folder Assets UI. I'm just going to show you where to find these. It's up to you to locate anything different than what I've given. So you're going to look for UI, and there's 2 folders in here that need to be unzipped before this will work. Virtual reader characters, okay, everything in there. And these are all material database files. You can mod these files, the ones in question, or you can just get information from them. It's up to you. I'm just pulling information from these. So this is one, virtual reader characters, and the other one is icons for this particular thing to work. All right, and how do you unzip them? Of course, is with GameDB, and I've gone over that in previous videos. And once you're sure that you have those extracted, then you can search. And for Crystal Mickey, he's not called Crystal Mickey. He is called, again, Mickey Mouse Infinite. All right, you're going to get 3 material files, and they open up with XHD. I'm going to show you where the actual texture file code is. Most of them, on the right, you're going to see letters. Words, actually. After the word's done, or after the coherent letters, as you move the cursor, look on the right. As it moves on the right, it also moves on the left. So on the right, when you get to 88, that right there, that's the name of the texture file. Of course, if you copy that and paste it, you're going to have spaces. Texture files doesn't have spaces. So one of the things you can do is just memorize those first 3 values, 88, 26 dB. Then if you go to the texture folder, I'm just going to open up that folder in a different window. Let me go back. 88, 26 dB. And I just start typing that, 8826 dB. That's that. There's only one. You're safe if you go for 3 numerical values out. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. There could be files that have those identical, but for the most part, I just memorize the 3 values, and then I type that in there, and then I copy those files, put them somewhere else until I get all of them. There should be 5. Of course, it's going to come out looking like this when when all said and done, because I replaced it. Right? I replaced it with that, and that is the Jango Fett one that's in the mod file, the mod pack. And so you got 3, and then you're going to want to find the HUD icon, and for this particular name for Sorcerer Mickey is Sorcerer Mickey, or infinite _ sorcerer. All right, and there's the other 2. So you locate the 5 icons or 5 textures, and then you make sure each one of them is a Jango Fett copy of what I gave you, and they're all the same. All 5 of these are the same. They're all this. And then I also gave you the backups of the originals. That's the glowy outline. That's one of them in game. I don't know which one's which. But anyway, that replaces all those. And so when you load them up, you have the HUD icon. Even though it's not as elaborate as some would like, but it's good enough for me. Okay? It's good enough for me. If it's good enough for me, it's good enough for you. And if you want to go further and figure out how to do identical Disney Infinity style icons, more power to you. All right, so then NPCs. We're done with that? Yeah, we're done with that one. So NPCs, we got to take care of 2 of them. And again, we're going to start off going to the Toy Box actors file. The Boba Fett that I mod in the actors file is Blockhead Boba Fett. So you can search Blockhead parentheses Boba Fett. And then above it, on the DNA file, you're going to want to change the Boba Fett DNex, custom emp Boba Fett.dnex. You're going to want to change that. So it's going to load as Boba Fett, and then you're going to want to change his behavior as a player character or as the NPC character. And you're going to go to that folder that I have, or the file in here, custom Boba Fett NPC Toybox data map. Copy all of that, and then you're going to open up the Toybox data map, and you're going to search for Blockhead, and it's going to be parentheses Boba Fett. Remember, there's 2 T's, and then everything down here, and it's going to be, if you've never modded the Blockhead Boba Fett before, it's going to be shorter, a lot shorter than what you see here, because I've already done it. But it's going to go right down to, but not including Blockhead, EMP, Biff, Fanfare. So I don't know if that's one of the names of the Biff, or if that's one of the instruments, but it doesn't matter. It's this information right here. This is the information that is included in the text file folder. Yeah, file. All right, so while we're right here, we might as well open up the Jango Fett NPC one. Control A or right click and select all, whatever, but we want to select all, copy it. And then what we're going to do is I am replacing one of the sidekicks from Escape from Kiln. Now I'm replacing number 8 because I have 1 through 7. So you're going to look for KYLN either 1, 2, all the way up to 15. So I'm going to do Kiln 8. And that is Blockhead Sidekick, parentheses, SK Meta Kiln 8. All right, and then I'm going to take everything from this L4. Again, it's only a couple lines long unless you've already modded it. But it's going to go all the way down to, but not including DOD AVG, FG. That's one of the Frost Giants information. And then you copied it, and then you just paste in there. And save it. Okay. Then the actors. So you're going to look for the same thing. So Control Home, Control F to search, and you're going to want to find, just type in KYLN8. All right, and then you're going to type in the DNX file for the NPC, custom underscore TCW underscore Jango Fett.dnx, just like that. And trying to think, I don't think I showed you the Boba Fett one, did I? Did we do the Blockhead Boba Fett? I think we did, but Blockhead Boba Fett, same concept, same thing. It's to rename the DNX file with the custom one that I made for the NPC, custom underscore EMP underscore Boba Fett.dnx. And you get all those things. So there's 3 things that you're going to change in the Toy Box Actors. There's 3 things you're going to change in Toy Box Data Map. 2 NPCs, 1 player character. Got it? Good. All right. So done with that. One last thing, and that's the icon for the kiln guy. All right. So here's the backup for it. The kiln dude. See, that's what it looks like on the ribbon. So to make things easy, all you really have to do is copy these files and it's going to make it. This is what it looks like in DDS form. I can see it, but see, it's not just his head. So he's going to show up there like that when you just take this file right here and move that into the textures folder. Replace. And where did I find that? In UI. And I search for, now if you just search for kiln, you're gonna get a bunch of stuff that's associated with the playset. So it's actually KYLN underscore prisoner for this particular thing. They're not all named the same. Not every, between the files, they just have different names. And you just have to do some searching if you don't want to replace it with what I'm giving you. And then you look for 8, kiln prisoner 8. And then again, after the prisoner 8 name on the right side, you're just going to search corresponding to the left. And the first 3 values that I like to remember is 1E5972, and I search for that in textures, 1E5972, and that's the folder that is in the backup, 1E5972. I just took this and renamed it to that. That's all I did. The Jango Fett icons, because you don't have to go through all of that. Special icon files are all right here. I think I left this part out when I was talking about this earlier. I got sidetracked. Put those 5 right there. Copy those and paste those in the textures folder. And I think that's everything. That is the tutorial and my gift to you if you're on PC version, and how to get your awesome mods. Jango Fett and Boba Fett. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell all your friends, share the video via social media and all that good stuff. YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, Reddit, I don't know, whatever you got, you do. And until next time, remember to keep on modding, keep on messing, and today, don't forget, the Force will be with you, always.
Only a fool doubts Boba Fett.